After the biggest movie of the year, Deadpool and Wolverine, we got M. Night Shyamalan's Trap. And this movie, he said he wanted it to be like a Taylor Swift concert meets Silence of the Lambs, because those two go together. Let's talk about it.
I'm not supposed to tell. You know the butcher? The freaking nut job that goes around chopping people up? The feds heard that he's gonna be here today. So they set up a trap for him.
After I heard what M. Night Shyamalan said about his movie being a cross between Silence of the Lambs and a Taylor Swift concert, that just automatically put a bad taste in my mouth about this movie. I'm just like, this sounds bad. And I was like, I just saw Deadpool. I loved it. I did not want to go to the theater to see a movie where I'm just like, this is going to be torture. But I got to tell you, I ended up really getting into this movie. I want to compare this movie to two shows. One being You on Netflix, the other being Dexter. Now, the thing with both of these shows is the fact that both of the main characters have an inner monologue. Okay? Now, the main character for this movie, Trap, is Josh Hartnett. I think I said his name right. And he was in a lot of other, well, not a lot, but multiple other suspenseful horror type show and movie. The Faculty back from the 90s, and Penny Dreadful on Showtime, which should have done a lot better than it did. It was a great show. I love that. Anyway, I digress. Josh Hartnett carried this movie. His facial expressions made it to where he did not need that inner monologue because you knew exactly what he was thinking. When Dexter was thinking out in his head, he was just like, if I do this, then I'm going to have this. Or even with the guy from Joe from You, he liked it. He liked to talk, and if I talked to her and got her to do this, Josh Hartnett didn't do that. He was able to just contort his face and look at something, and you knew exactly what he was thinking. You did not have to guess. Okay. Now I'm going to compare these things a lot, especially with Dexter. Now, I love Dexter. Such a great show. I hated the way that they ended the show, and they tried to do better with the new blood that turned out okay. One thing that Dexter got right for his own, and this other movie got right, was they had two separate lives. Dexter was a family man, and he tried to always show his empathy and his compassion and this and that, even though he had none. And same thing with his character. You don't really get to see that until a certain point in the movie. I'm not going to give away any spoilers because I actually did like this movie. If I didn't like it, I probably would give you spoilers and be like, yeah, you don't want to go see this. But this one, like I said, it got intense. You got into it, and you're just rooting for the bad guy, and you just want him to get away because this whole concert, was set up just for him, and he is calm, cool, and collected the whole time, and it just amazes me that he was able to just think on the fly, do these little things, and still keep the act up to his daughter to be able to help her have the best day of her life. The thing that I did not like about this movie was the fact that M. Night Shyamalan put himself in this as the uncle of the singer. Now, the singer was basically, I think, his daughter or someone who was related to him. I really do think it was his daughter. But the person who actually did the singing sounded a lot like Rihanna. Rihanna's great. I love Rihanna. But I do not think it was this lady who played him or who played the singer. But she did a pretty decent job. She had a little bit of a story in the whole thing after all, and we never actually thought she would. This one was good. I gotta say, I did like it. It wasn't the excitement of a Deadpool. It wasn't the excitement of some of these other things. But all right, I'm going to tell you this too. You women out here, if you're watching and you're a woman, I know you. I know all about you because everybody does. You love those crime dramas. You love those true crime podcasts and those documentaries on Netflix. But we men and a lot of women love Dexter and love even Tony Soprano. The bad guys wanted to get away and get away with whatever that they were doing. They didn't always do the right thing. They may have killed some people, but they still seemed like a decent person, which is horrible thinking. They're still horrible people. They should have been caught way before they were. But you really start to love these characters. And you don't want Dexter to get caught. You don't want Joe from You to get caught, and you definitely don't want Tony Soprano to actually get caught by the police. No, you don't want that. You want that intensity, which this movie brings. I'm going to tell you this. Go see it at the theater. See it at night. It's not a horror movie like it's classified. It's a thriller. And it is a thriller for a good reason.
Come closer.
What's going on, Daddy?
Open the goddamn door!
Enjoy the rest of the concert.
I want you to like this review if you like it. I want you to comment on what you thought of the movie, or if you thought I was too hard on it, or if you thought I was too easy on it. Because I know a lot of people hated this movie according to the review. And I expected to hate it, but I did. Now, let me know what you think, and I will see you next week at the theater. I will see you next week on my couch watching whatever. I'll see you by my iPad, and who knows, maybe I'll see you by my phone. But until then, have a good one.